Welcome to the most amazing channel where we explore the strangest truths hidden in plain sight. Today we're diving into something eerie, bizarre, and downright prophetic. The Simpsons predictions for 2025 that will haunt you. Over the years, this cartoon has gone from hilarious entertainment to an accidental crystal ball. From tech takeovers to chilling world events, these predictions aren't just coincidences, they're warnings. So, buckle up because what you're about to hear might make you question everything. These aren't your typical cartoon gags. These are 10 predictions from The Simpsons that are coming true and fast. Prediction number 10, Virtual Teachers and AI Classrooms. In a season where The Simpsons visit the future, there's a short scene where Bart zones out while a metallic, emotionless teacher drones on. At the time, it felt like a jab at boring education. But in 2025, that satire is looking a lot more like a prophecy. Around the world, classrooms are transforming. AI tutors, robot assistants, and virtual platforms now run the show. Human teachers are being pushed aside by budget cuts and technology. The Simpsons might have exaggerated the monotone robot, but the core idea hits close to home. Education is becoming impersonal. And here's the haunting twist. Kids in 2025 aren't just learning facts from AI, they're forming bonds with it. But can a machine replace the warmth, empathy, and unpredictability of a real human mentor? If The Simpsons were right, the answer is no. And we're already ignoring that warning. It's a future where creativity, emotional intelligence, and even rebellion, the things Bart thrived on, are being flattened by efficiency. We laughed when The Simpsons predicted it, but now it doesn't feel so funny anymore. Prediction number 9, the rise of non-politicians in politics. In one episode, a flashy TV host with zero experience suddenly becomes president, and no one seems surprised. That once absurd joke felt eerily familiar when it played out in real life years later. Now, 2025 is pushing this idea even further. Around the globe, social media stars, streamers, and influencers are entering politics, not as joke candidates, but as serious contenders. One particular viral figure has millions of followers and is already running for office on a platform of memes, slogans, and TikTok dances. The Simpsons were mocking the idea of celebrity politics, but now we're living in it. Here's what's terrifying. Voters are more likely to trust a familiar face than a seasoned expert. Personality is becoming more powerful than policy. And as digital influence becomes more valuable than experience, we're heading toward a future where elections are won in comment sections. The Simpsons saw it coming. A world where reality TV and government merge into one chaotic show. And guess what? The next episode airs in 2025. Prediction number 8. Lab-grown meat becomes the norm. Remember the scene where the Simpsons bite into meat that squeaks and wobbles like jelly? It's cruelty-free. The vendor announces while Lisa cringes. Funny, sure, but also prophetic. In 2025, lab-grown meat is hitting grocery stores in a big way. Not imitation meat. Real meat cultivated from animal cells without ever harming a living creature. On the surface, it's a win for ethics and the environment. But The Simpsons warned us with their classic flair. Just because we can make meat in a lab, should we? People are reporting strange textures, unusual tastes, and even allergies to synthetic proteins. There's an uneasy feeling that we're tampering with nature in a way we barely understand. Like in the episode, the meat of the future may be better for the planet but worse for the soul. The Simpsons gave us a glimpse wrapped in laughter. Now that vision is marinating in reality. Prediction number 7. AI relationships and emotionless love. One of the darker, more surreal episodes shows Mo, the bartender, falling in love with a hologram. She's beautiful, attentive, and says exactly what he wants to hear. Literally, because he programmed her. In 2025, AI relationships aren't science fiction. They're apps. People are dating chatbots, forming emotional bonds with voice assistants, and even hosting weddings with virtual partners. It's bizarre, and it's happening. The Simpsons warned us that if love becomes one-sided, predictable, and manufactured, it stops being love. And that's what makes this prediction so haunting. We're building companions that never argue, never grow, and never truly connect. What happens to us when we stop loving imperfect humans and start loving perfect illusions? Studies are showing emotional detachment, loneliness masked as comfort, and an entire generation that finds vulnerability too inefficient. The Simpsons portrayed it with quirky humor. Moe's digital girlfriend short-circuited because he spilled beer on the server, but in our reality, the damage might be far deeper to our hearts, our expectations, and our understanding of what it means to be human. Prediction number 6. Climate mayhem is the new normal. Picture this. A heat wave melts snowmen in seconds while the next day a blizzard buries the city in ice. That was a punchline in one of The Simpsons' wild future episodes. Fast forward to 2025, and it feels less like exaggeration, more like tomorrow's forecast. This year, we've already seen record-breaking temperatures and once-in-a-century floods happening monthly, wildfires one week, snow the next. Cities are declaring emergencies. And the scariest part, people are adapting to chaos like it's normal. The Simpsons joked about weather becoming so unpredictable that even weather apps gave up. But now scientists are saying the same thing. Traditional forecasting models are breaking down. The haunting part of this prediction isn't just the accuracy, it's the apathy. Like the show's characters, we're just trying to carry on even as the skies turn orange and seasons blur. The Simpsons laughed through the storm. In 2025, we are still laughing, but nervously. Prediction number 5, a hyper-surveillance society. In a particularly unnerving Simpsons episode, the family finds themselves in a city where every action is tracked. Brushing your teeth, sneezing, even thinking too loud. Cameras are everywhere. Microchips monitor behavior. Citizens are rewarded for obedience and punished for suspicious vibes. Sound ridiculous? In 2025, it's disturbingly close to the truth. Smart homes track your movements. Your phone listens in. Street cameras are equipped with facial recognition. Even your smartwatch knows when you're stressed. All in the name of convenience and safety. But at what cost? The Simpsons saw a world where privacy didn't exist and the people didn't seem to care. That's the scariest part of all. In real life, we're trading our personal freedoms for faster apps, smarter AI, and targeted ads. And most of us aren't even reading the fine print. This isn't about paranoia. It's about the normalization of surveillance. When every choice you make is watched, logged, and possibly sold, you have to wonder, are we living freely, or are we just acting out a script someone else is writing like characters in a cartoon? Prediction number 4, the collapse of traditional schooling. In one absurd gag, the Simpsons walk past a school that's just a hollow shell, now repurposed as a snack bar. Education was outsourced to tablets years ago, someone says casually. A funny exaggeration. Until now. By 2025, physical schools are shrinking. Many institutions have moved entirely online. Virtual campuses, AI tutors, and modular learning systems are replacing classrooms, teachers, and blackboards. Kids learn at home alone. Some are thriving, yes, but many are falling behind socially and emotionally. The Simpsons predicted this sterile, disconnected future in their own cheeky way. They showed a world where childhood wonder and rebellious spirit had been flattened by screens and standardized programs. What they hinted at and what we're now seeing is that education without human connection becomes cold and mechanical. No jokes passed in the hallway, no drama in the cafeteria, just a glowing screen and a scheduled login. In chasing innovation, we might be leaving behind the heart of what it means to learn. And like The Simpsons warned, we might not notice until it's too late. Prediction number 3, the currency collapse. There's a hilarious scene where Grandpa Simpson holds up a dollar bill and says, "Back in my day, this could buy a car." The kids laugh, then use the bill as a napkin. Later, another character shouts, "Buy gold or cheese." Anything but money. It was meant as a joke until it wasn't. In 2025, official government files from several countries have confirmed the existence of unidentified aerial phenomena. Videos, reports, and whistleblowers are all pointing toward the same thing. We're not alone. And more importantly, we've probably never been alone. But here's the eerie part. People don't seem shocked. Just like in the episode, we're too busy, too distracted, or too desensitized to care. The Simpsons predicted this exact apathy. They showed us a world where aliens are accepted like weather changes. No panic, no revolution, just another line item on the news ticker. And if the predictions continue, 2025 might not be about if we meet extraterrestrials, but how we treat them. Will we fear them? Worship them, or worse, ignore them completely? Prediction number 1, the internet goes dark. There's an old, almost forgotten episode of The Simpsons where the power goes out, but not just the lights. The entire internet collapses. Homer tries to reboot the world by hitting the side of a satellite dish. Lisa hyperventilates. Bart goes outside and asks, "What's that burning ball in the sky?" It was funny because it felt impossible until now. Experts in 2025 are warning of massive solar flares that could wipe out satellites. Cyber attacks are growing more complex, and geopolitical tensions make the internet, our modern lifeline, incredibly vulnerable. Just imagine it. No Google, no maps, no banks, no work, no memes. The Simpsons warned us what would happen. Chaos, confusion, and finally peace. In that episode, people went back to board games, campfires, and face-to-face conversations. It was nostalgic, even beautiful, but only after days of panic. Are we prepared for a digital blackout? Could we survive a day or a week without Wi-Fi? The Simpsons asked that question in jest in 2025. It feels like a question we should seriously consider, because if they were right about everything else, this might be the final prediction that turns from satire to reality. 10 predictions. 10 uncomfortable truths. The Simpsons made us laugh, but now their jokes feel like warnings we ignored. What started as a cartoon has become something else. A bizarre oracle of our times. So ask yourself, how many more coincidences will it take before we stop calling it luck? Whether it's tech, love, the environment, or even aliens, the future The Simpsons sketched out is unfolding pixel by pixel. Maybe they just have great writers. Maybe it's all just clever parody. Or maybe, just maybe, the yellow family that never ages has been trying to tell us something all along. One thing's for sure, if they make an episode about 2026, we'll all be watching a little more closely.